Turn up, turn up. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bianca Bee Show. I am your host, Bianca Bee, like a bumblebee. We have some crazy topics today on our show, and we also have a YouTube sensation who's fabulous, beautiful, and the best Barbie around the world. But before we get into that, recently I asked the viewers, which are you guys, what was the worst day you ever been on? We got some crazy stories, but this story right here was me and the director's favorite choice. So let's get into this. At Miss Brilliant One on Instagram said, I went on a dinner date with this guy to a Middle Eastern restaurant. During the date, I received an important text. I said to him, excuse me, as I replied to this message. He yelled at me and became quite aggressive, stating he finds it rude for someone to text on a date and that his ex used to do it consistently. Once we got our food, he complained, stating the date was horrible and that he doesn't like Mediterranean food. He only agreed to make her go because he didn't want to waste his money. But eating there, he felt like he wasted his money. He said, by the looks of your shoes and handbags, you should pay since you selected the restaurant. What? Okay. The waitress came with the bill and he told her how bad the food was, and then he paid. While walking out, the waitress came back and she said, sir, you left $1.65 change. He said, nah, that's your tip. She looked and said, are you serious? And she ended up giving him $15. He begins to tell her that this was a horrible choice and that she should not question him about how much money he gives a tip and that she embarrassed him. What an a-hole. First off, if the guy didn't like Mediterranean food from the get-go, why would he take her there anyways? He should have simply just said, I'm not into that type of food, and suggested something else. He also is super cheap for giving the waitress only $1.65 tip, $1.65. And then he says controlling. He sounds very controlling for saying all that he said at the end of the date. Who are you? So she definitely kicked him to the curb because he needed to go for $1.65 tip for a waitress. That's horrible. But I want you guys, make sure you guys check out at Miss Brilliant One website, www.diamondsbathandbody.com. Make sure you guys also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Bianca Bee Show. We will have more crazy topics, and your story may be featured on our show. So stay tuned. Now, our guest today has over 40,000 subscribers on YouTube. He is known for having the best hair, being the most blunt person, and most advising person about life. I even watched him. So don't press that stop button. Ladies and fellas, always remember to stay calm and be original. I'm your host, Bianca Bee. Now play my music. Hello, everyone. It's your girl, Bianca Bee, and I am extremely excited for our next guest. He is a YouTuber, actor, photographer, and graphic designer. I've been looking at his YouTube channel for a very long time now, and I finally got him to come. I'm so excited. He is fabulous and very inspirational. And I like to welcome the lovely Dollface Barbie, a.k.a. Malibu Dollface Barbie, a.k.a. Bijan. How are you?
I'm great. Like, that intro was like everything.
It was everything.
It was everything. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I
Thank you.
appreciate you for being here.
Always. Always.
Always. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm happy to be here. It's great. We're living, having a good time. I'm actually really good.
Good. Now, let's talk about you. You are a very inspirational person, and I've been watching your YouTube channel for a very long time now, probably about two years now. Okay. And you say some very inspirational things that people need to hear.
I think that is very important where the world, especially today, is so negative, especially with social media. Someone needs kind of, because everybody doesn't get it at home. I got it at home, so I was grateful for that. But a lot of people who especially write me, some parents, they don't have that want, or sometimes they don't have they don't know how to articulate it to their children. So it's like, watch him, he'll tell you, you know. So I think it's kind of, I feel like it's my purpose, you know, in a way, because all the subscribers and all the people that have supported me thus far have actually been people that I've helped in some type of way, but they helped me as well. So I feel like giving back is something that I really love to do, and being inspirational for whoever is gratifying for me, is just as a person in general.
That is what we definitely need. That's why I started my show, to support people
Right.
such as yourself, because you are very inspiring. Like, you really help people through a lot.
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel, like that title that people, I'm going to go to Malibu Dollface Barbie channel and just be inspired? Like,
I think for me as a person, it does feel good, because I feel like I'm kind of a rock for some people, and that's why I'm still doing what I'm doing to this very day, where I could have just been like, okay, I'm over it, I don't want to do it anymore. But I think that it does make a difference in somebody's life, and I had to learn a lot of hard lessons in my life just as a person in general. So if I had somebody like me when I was going through the things that I went through, I probably would be a little bit different as a person. I mean, I'm happy with who I am, but I think it makes it a little bit, the road a little bit easier for some people who don't necessarily know which road to take, who to ask, you know, how they should take it or whatever. They can always come to me. I'll keep it real as ever, but I'll let you know what you should in the best possible respectful way.
exactly. And I must say that when watching your YouTube channel, I know as a person, I give tons of advice to people, but
Right.
never take my own, especially in relationships. So how are you like that too as well?
No, I stick to my word.
Stick to your
I'm
word.
very much stick to my word, because my friends, they're very stern, and they'll tell me like, "How can you tell me that when you was the one that was like da 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 da?" You know. So I definitely not. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do catch myself, and I'll be like, "Now, if my subscribers knew what I was doing right now, they'd be like, how dare you?" But for the most part, I do definitely practice what I preach.
And what made you actually start your YouTube channel?
I remember being oh so bored and discovering YouTube, and this is before YouTube became what it is today. You know, before we had, you know, thumbnails, and before we was getting paid for videos, and before things like that, it was just an hobby, and it was a way for me to kind of connect with people who had the same interests that I had outside of my friends, and you know, before social media. So it was more of a boredom thing, and it kind of spiraled into what it is now.
Now let's get on to your personal life a little bit.
Okay.
You came out. How old were you?
I never necessarily came out, but I think when I kind of figured out, like, was very proud to wear who I am across my chest, I was probably about 15, 16, and I was kind of at that point where I was like, it is what it is. Like, no one's going to be able to change it, just deal, you know? So I think I was about 15 or 16.
And have any young, teenagers email you, wrote you about how they would come out to their parents?
It's crazy the amount of love and the amount of letters that I get from just young adults, gay, straight, indifferent, whatever, black, white. It doesn't matter. I get a lot of messages from people who say, you've inspired me to just be who I am, regardless of who that may be, you know? And it's crazy, because that's not necessarily what I set out to do, but that's what it turned into. So it's great, because I get a lot of parents who hit me up and say thank you, because I don't know in which direction to go with my child. I don't know what to do. I don't know what is the wrong and the right thing to say. But to see someone who's actually living in their own skin and happy with it, they see an example of something that I necessarily as a parent can't give them, you know?
And what is your best way to address friendships? Like, as far as people who have, like, I've been through so many friendships. What advice can you give to people into having a good, stern friend? Like,
I think it starts with the foundation. Is how did you meet this friend? Did you guys meet on social media? Then you guys are social media friends. Did you guys meet in person? Did you guys meet in school? You know, like, how did this friendship develop? Because what happens is, if you start to base a relationship, or a friendship for that matter, on something that you guys, let's just say you guys met at a concert and the band is the only thing that you guys have in common. When the band is not featured, you guys are not talking about that, the relationship and the friendship will fall completely flat. So it's the foundation of what you build that friendship on.
exactly. And you have your friends here right now.
Yes, I love you guys.
Hi, how are you guys?
I love that.
They support you a lot, and
Very
that's
much
very
so.
important. Let's talk about your career as
Okay.
far as an actor.
Mhm.
Now, would you ever go into reality TV ever?
I like reality TV. I watch everything from The Real Housewives to Love and Hip Hop to I mean, everything, literally. But I think for me, if I was to do reality TV, I can't promise that I wouldn't get ratchet, and I can't promise that I wouldn't act stupid, depending on what situations I'm put in. So I'm definitely not against it, because honestly, reality TV is our TV at the moment. So you can't. I mean, you can always go against the grain, but don't go against the grain too much, where you're kind of counting out your opportunities. So I actually I've been approached. I've had some stuff in development that kind of didn't fall through or whatever. But I do. I like reality TV a lot.
And you've been doing a lot of acting gigs. I know that you just did a movie, a short film. How did that go?
It was great. I think that you guys know I did Whiskey Girls, and after that, that was kind of like a friend kind of brought me into the situation, and things that happened with that. And then after that, in the midst of like hosting and stuff like that, I realized that acting is something that I'm not too bad at, and I actually enjoy it. So it's actually a craft outside of the whole YouTube world in a regular life that I actually would like to pursue.
Let's talk about your regular life. A lot of people just know you as YouTube. What is your daily life like?
Oh, my daily life is fun. It's sometimes it is a bit boring, because I'm a very to myself person. So there have been days where I just kick and listen to music and sit, or drive in my car around LA and do nothing. So it's a pretty it's a good life to have. I can't necessarily complain. Things aren't perfect, but whose life is perfect, right?
I know that is right. Don't you hate when people walk around like their
No,
life
like,
is...
you be like, girl, you know that it ain't all that, but okay, I'm gonna let you have that.
Especially on the internet, a lot of people be fake and try to make their life.
I try, especially with like Instagram and stuff like that, people definitely try to create a life that is beyond them. And when I try to kind of put in my videos is that, listen, just because somebody's on TV or just because you see Rihanna with it doesn't necessarily mean that you should have it, or you should break your bank and not pay your rent because you want the belt that she has. So I kind of try to give people alternatives for stuff they may possibly want that they can't afford. And I also like to just kind of keep it real. You don't have to dumb yourself down and do what the next person is doing in order to feel like you belong.
And a lot of people on the internet right now are very sensitive.
Oh my God.
So let's talk about that. You made a video about sensitive people and the internet. Let's talk about that.
I think a lot of times, especially, people put you on a pedestal and they don't look like you can do any wrong. And as soon as I make one more wrong move and say something that is, it was never intended to be disrespectful, they take it that way. And it's just a little overly sensitive. I could joke with my friends all day. We call each other out our names every day, and we never take it personal. And I understand that these people don't know me, but I think what happens is, especially with YouTube and the media, is that they feel like they know you because they sit and watch you for hours on end. And they feel they kind of get a bond. And as soon as you say something wrong, they feel offended by it. And it's like, I love you and I appreciate you, but how can I hurt your feelings? I don't even know you. So I think a lot of people just kind of take, that's what I said about friends. If you have real friends, it's not malicious. If you have internet friends, you don't know how she said it because you've never heard her speak. So you don't know in which way she basically said it, So internet people.
What was the worst comment you ever got on YouTube ever?
It was a lot of them. It's been a list. I think someone said I look like My Little Pony, and
What?
it wasn't. I took it offensive at first, and then after that, I was like, you know what? A little, but my hair, they hair to be fly. My hair be fly. I'll take it.
What kind of hair is that?
This is Sheena's Hair Emporium for people who want to know. It is 22 inches body wave. If anyone was interested, hit me up. I'll let you know the info. But yeah.
This is my first sew-in. I never had a sew-in.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it hurt?
It does hurt a little bit. It was a little tight.
As time goes on, girl, it's like picking a scab. You'll be all right. It's just you got to stick in there though. But when you see how fly your hair is,
yeah, you be like,
you be like, oh, a sewing who? I'm good. So you be all right.
Yeah, because my hair used to be like really long, and then I came out here and I just messed it all up.
Okay, it's
damaged
okay.
it. Yeah.
And that's why we have weaves, ladies and gentlemen, because they help us all.
They do.
Thank you.
So do you do your own hair?
Sometimes, from time to time, it depends. If I want to try something different, I'm not gonna go to someone else because they might jack me up. So if I mess it up, I could just blame myself.
Now let's talk about your style. Where do you shop at?
Everywhere. I go everywhere from. I will go to Neiman's. I will go to the Goodwill. If they have what I want, I will go. Like some people have like, well, I only shop high end. I won't go here. I don't care. As long as it's cute and it's in my budget, I will go. Like I think that's what people need to understand. Like you can mix highs and lows and kind of come out with something that's you. You know.
How would you describe your style?
Um, it's colorful, but it's very 90s inspired. You know, like I pull from Aaliyah and Total and Timberland and Diddy like back in '96 and '98. Those are the times that I like fashion the most. You know, those to me were the pinnacle things, especially now because they're coming back like overalls and Tommy Hilfiger and the beanies and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of one staple that I kind of stick to and kind of put a new 2013 spin on it.
And when people approach you, since you're a YouTube person, how does that make you feel? Like, do people ask for your autograph? Do people?
Well, now because we have phones, everybody wants a picture. But it's always good to see the people that support me in public. You know, I'm never like, I'm trying to shop. What do you want? You know what I'm saying? I think that would be very disrespectful. But it is good for when people come up to me and, you know, I love you and I love everything that you do and stuff like that. I'll have a conversation with you. We could be talking about some beans. We could talk about this half off soap. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like if we cool, we cool. You know, I don't like for people to try and put me here and put themselves there because I don't feel like that's it's not cute. You know, I picked up a camera, but I'm just like you at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to work, I pay bills, so I'm no better than you. So I don't want you to leave a conversation with me feeling as if I met a celebrity. It's like, girl, no, we cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I'm still gonna go home and go to sleep just like you. I promise. You know.
And I know myself, I used to be bored and make YouTube videos all the time.
Boredom would do that to
What
you.
advice can you give to people that want to start a YouTube channel?
Definitely know where you want to go. For me, it took a while. I'm on my third channel. So it definitely, girl, I'll just be moving. But it's you just know what you want to do. If you want to do beauty, if you want to do hair, if you want to do it all, just kind of make sure that you have a idea of where you want to go because a lot of people get lost and they'll try to do what I'm doing or what she's doing or what he's doing. It's like that doesn't necessarily work for you. What do you like? Because you're gonna find an audience that actually likes what you like. It's just gonna take time.
And your name titles are crazy too. That's very important too. How do you create the names for each episode, each show?
Usually my friends are the inspiration. We talk crazy and we can be in the middle of a conversation. I'd be like, that is a perfect video title. I'ma call this blah blah blah, blah, you know, and then it kind of comes from there.
Do you eventually want to escape the YouTube world?
Yeah, I do. I think I've been in it for quite some time. It's not necessarily I want to leave, like I'm just over it, but I do want to be able to have other things that I'm known for. You know, it's like it's great to be known for it, but it's not the only thing that I want to ever be known for because it's like being a mother. It's like I'm only known as a mother. You know, you want to be a businesswoman, you want to be able to be a wife, you want to be able to have those different avenues to say I was all those things. I don't want to just be a YouTube personality.
What else are you good at besides acting? What else is like fun that
You know,
you
I
do?
could lay some hair.
Ooh.
And I actually like to I'm actually in the midst of working on a doll line. So everybody knows I'm a Barbie fanatic. So in the midst of kind of honing my skills in everything Barbie and kind of discovering things that I didn't know as a child, I kind of seen that there was a market is a void and for people like myself, you know, and people who support me. And I kind of want to tap into that to just have an option. Not the only option, but I do want it to be a option, you know?
You're absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
That
So are you.
You're really pretty.
You are pretty.
Thank you. I'm so happy that you're here, and this is so exciting. Now, I want to play a game with you. It's called Be Original.
Okay.
And basically, I'm going to ask you one or the other, and you have to pick, okay?
Okay.
Ready? Weaves or braids?
Weaves.
Single or a relationship?
I like relationships.
Are you in one?
No.
Nicki Minaj or Little Kim?
Look him.
Hoops or studs?
Studs.
Curly or straight?
Straight.
Muscles or no muscles?
Muscles.
Barbie or Bianca?
Both.
Good answer. I was like to Jessica, like, what would he choose?
Both.
Both.
Bianca the Barbie.
Bianca the
Perfect.
That is
See?
beautiful.
BB.
BB. That's actually my nickname.
See?
Ooh.
Oh. Styling.
Now, I'm just want to say thank you so much for taking your time out and being a part of my show. I really appreciate it a lot.
Anytime. I think that you are doing something very great. And I love to support fellow people just in media in general because you're a beautiful girl and you're doing something very positive. And that's very rare today. So when you hit me up and say, hey, you want to be on my show? I said, yeah, girl, we can talk about weaves and everything else. Why not? So anytime.
And what's next for you?
I'm definitely working on the doll line. I'm working on a few. I'm actually working on a show right now, so that's what I'm excited about. So those two projects are kind of the passion that I have right now that's going on as far as my career is concerned.
Nice. And where can people find you if they don't know who you are?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Malibu Dollface. You can find me on YouTube. Just type in Dollface Barbie TV, Dollface Barbie TM. I got it all. And you can also check out my line of t-shirts at verifiedplastic.com.
And there you have it, you guys. I just want to say thank you so much for coming. We appreciate it. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Bianca Bee Show, Facebook, The Bianca Bee Show. I'm your host, Bianca Bee, with the lovely Malibu Dollface Barbie. I appreciate you so much. Now, play my music. Bianca Bee.